Hi, it's me, Annalisa. How are you? It's Sunday, the almost 21st. 21st. How is everybody? Every one person. Oh wait, you usually start straggling in a little bit. What's new? Um, I just heard something this morning. I think she's an attorney. If not, she's just a very smart lady. But I'm pretty sure she's an attorney. Um, she talks a lot about uh, like kind of keep it in common, knowing that things are happening in the courts. I think her last name is, I think it's More, Moore, Tara 2, Tara 2 on TikTok. And she is talking about how basically, like, yeah, the ICC is going to be bringing charges. Most likely, it's all kind of under the radar right now. But she said you should hear more about it after the first of the year. That Bradley quietly retired. He was the admiral that followed the orders from Trump. That Hexeth that came out that he was saying he wasn't present for these orders. It was Venezuelan or Argentinian, but it's all coming out. I feel like I don't understand why anybody who hasn't like just watched basic pattern recognition, that anybody who works with Trump usually ends up in big trouble. And so, Trump has immunity for the United States, but he doesn't have immunity with the ICC. So maybe years ago when I had that vision of him with hands behind his back, maybe it's from that. Who knows? With handcuffs on. Who's here? Say hello. Gabby, I have your payment. If you're here. Let me see. What else? Nothing else is like, life is happening. I start demo in my bathroom tomorrow to fix the shower. They're gonna like pull the tub out and put the shower in, make it a walk-in shower. And then we have to do the hall bathroom. Levy. Okay, hold on. Give me 2 seconds. Why are you changing? Sorry. It's not opening the way it used to. There we go. Give me 2 seconds. Okay. I got Gabby's. Okay. Sorry. I just want to make sure. Where are you? Are you here? Right here. There's Gabby. Good morning. Hi, Dune. How are you? How are things going for you? I know it's dark and dreary where you are. Okay. So let's talk about. I had a client. This is just a little like if you're developing your intuition and say you're like into cards, etc., etc. I had a client who met with me for coaching, and I'm putting together some stuff for her. But met with me for coaching on manifestation, mindset type stuff, and then also like learning to intuitively read your tarot cards. And I taught her because this is like, so when you're learning to develop your intuition, lots of stuff that comes through is very symbolic, right? I would say like probably 80% of what I get is symbolic. So one symbol that I created or developed, sorry, I feel like, my face is so moisturized that my mascara is a little drippy. So one thing that I learned, like, so if I feel like pulled towards my left ear versus my right ear, like it'll feel like, I don't know how to explain it, a full sensation in my ear, like almost like a bubble is over it. Good morning, Debbie. How are you? If I feel it on the left ear, for me, symbolically, this means you're connecting with your guides clairaudiently. If I feel it on my right, it's your family members, right? So those are my symbols for it. But what I taught her was, when you look at, like, there was a card that had a whole bunch of crows on it that I pulled out. It might have been the Ten of Swords, because I think in this deck it's the Ten of Swords. Let me see if I can find a picture of it. Yeah, it's the swords. It wasn't the 10 though. It was the Seven of Swords. If I can dig that out really quick. Because the picture is so tiny in the book. But what I told her was to look at it, and I said, well, what do crows symbolize to you? Like, what's the feeling you have with crows? And she said loss and like loved ones nearby. That's not what crows mean for me. I wouldn't necessarily read it that way. But what I thought was interesting, if I can find the dang card, was there was like a spirit crow, if you will, in the picture. And it won't show up in the little book because it's black and white, so you won't notice it quite as much. It's probably right at the top of the deck, and I'm digging through all the bottom. Might have been Nine of Swords, actually. Well, here's Seven of Swords. Here's Nine of Swords. I think it was Nine of Swords. So if you look at the crows, and then right by my finger here, there's like little spirit crow, right? But I said, when you're reading intuitively, you can take the direct meaning of a card, especially if you're learning tarot or learning, oracle cards, right? You can take the direct meaning that it's given into you. I think the standard is the Rider-Waite tarot is kind of the standard one. That's like the base, and then you have everybody creating their own little decks, and I really like that one. But I will tell you, I know somebody who reads that way, and they're the most boring readings ever, and they're limited, and they're flat. She doesn't use her intuition with it, and she's, rubbing elbows with rich and famous people, and but I know her, and her readings are, they're okay. I think that if you're a beginner, they're great, or if it's like a fun party trick, but there's nothing deep to them. She doesn't use her intuition, which I think is a shame, because I think she really could give some amazing readings, but she limits herself, right? But if you look at the card and you're like, okay, well, I know what this means, but also intuitively, I'm looking at this, I'm sort of drawn to this part of the card, I'm drawn to this thing, use that. Hi, CB, how are you? So I talked to her about how to find the symbolism, and then how to trust her own intuition on what it means and how it means that. And because a lot of women, we are not taught to trust our intuition. We are not taught to, we're taught like in weird, unsettling ways of like, don't trust it. Or like, if you don't feel comfortable around a man, it's sort of this idea, just smile, be nice. But like, why do I owe you a smile? So you're told to like wipe away all of your intuition and like just be presentable. And so a lot of women don't trust their intuition, not just for that reason, for many, many reasons. That we're supposed to carry the energetic space and happiness of other people, all kinds of things. So I find even when I teach in groups, when, I've had a few men don't typically come to me. The men just automatically trust what they're getting, and they say it, and there's no hesitation. And women, you have to sort of coax it out of them and remind them that it's whatever you're getting. That's not right or wrong. That's just whatever you're getting. It's okay to say it, because the more that you say it and get empowered by it, the more you build your language and you start to trust it. The other way, we talked a lot about manifestation, but there's a couple ways I want you to learn to trust your intuition, or to practice it without needing to like sit down for a formal reading. And I noticed I did a couple things this week where even just yesterday, um, one of my friends, we did like a carpooling thing, but he didn't. There was 3 parents and like 3 sets of kids. So one parent, another mother drove to this roller skating thing, and I picked up. And my friend had been home because his partner had been out of town for over a week, and they have 4 kids, and um, sometimes they have a lot of needs. And so I was like, yeah, just go, like, whatever, do whatever. So I texted him last night, well, did you like at least get to go do something for yourself other than Costco? But as I was texting him, I saw him at Costco. He's like, that's actually what I did. So sometimes you're going to get hits of intuition doing that stuff. I'm like texting because I get that a lot. Just write it down or like make a little joke about it or see if it comes out. You don't have to make it a formal, like, hey, I'm learning to read tarot. Like, can be something really small like that, because it'll start to give you a little bit of confidence, right? I noticed a friend of mine through a friend group through my husband. She, her mother had passed away recently. I'd randomly gone on Facebook. I I don't really ever go on there. And she had posted about her mother passing. So I just sent her a little text. I didn't want to do it in the long thread of like, here I am. And I just said, I saw your mother pass. I'm really sorry to hear about that. They were very close. And I said, I don't know if ladybugs, because I got a sign of ladybugs. And I was like, I don't know if that means anything to you, but I'm just seeing a ladybug. And she knows what I do. Totally okay with it. And then she's like, yes, I was like, yes. Like, oh, and she's like, yes, it makes sense. I was like, okay. And then I just mentioned that. I was like, your mom is safe and she made it there and she's with your dad. So, she needed that. And she said she needed that. But sometimes if you just lead with the idea of like, hey, I was thinking of you and I felt like I really just needed to say hi and check in with you and see how you're doing. That's your intuition. Trust that, lead with that. Those are ways to build it, because sometimes I'll be like, oh my God, I was just thinking of you. Start to trust those connections and that intuition. And you don't have to have a sit down. Building your intuition isn't really about, I'm going to go out and be the next most amazing reader, or I'm going to make a living off of being a tarot reader, or whatever. It's about passing through the energy of this world, maybe with a little bit more grace and leaving a little sparkle behind and making things a little bit easier. I don't know. That's my thoughts. If I didn't like this so much, I don't know. I feel super called to do this work. I feel called to teach people. Anyways, let's do some readings to help you make things better for your life. I brought my glasses, and I actually brought a glasses cleaner. So I won't have smudgy lenses. All right, who wants a reading? I've got my rock. Anyone? No one? Do you just want to do, Gabby, are you here? Do you want to just do your reading and then we'll go to Oracle cards? Make quick work of it today. How do the next few weeks look for you? I had a dream baby came last night. Lady. Okay, CB. If you want to ask, hi, Miss Regine, how are you today? If you want to ask, like kind of what's going on in the world, you can do that too. I'm happy to do that. Yeah. Okay. So let's see what's going on in the next couple of weeks. Gabby. Debbie, your general love reading is a paid reading. Did you purchase a reading? Those ones are paid readings. So if it's private, personal to you, unless it's the Oracle card, otherwise I will just, Regine, I got your payment for 2. Also, I noticed in my email that went out, I didn't change the title of the subject, and also, sorry, there was some commas. There was a comma missing, and it really annoyed me. Sorry, I didn't proofread it well enough. Stu was here yesterday for a good chunk in the evening when I was gonna, but so I didn't have like a quiet moment to sit down, and I don't feel like my nervous system is relaxed. So, um, and so, um, hang on, let me see something. Just sorry. Let me just see. Gabby, you're having this baby. Like I felt like by Christmas, but that's really quick, right? In the next couple weeks, you're for sure having her. You're not going to term. Do you have either like I don't know if it's like a red outfit picked out for her or a red boppy or because I see you holding her and I see your son with you, but I see like red as a background, but not as what you're wearing, and I see you in the hospital. Um, or like a deep pink, maybe even a red that's kind of like this one. There is in the description here. I'll post a link. Misty, I got your payment for your reading. So do you know anything about red, or did you have something red planned? You just bought the onesies that had candy canes all over it. Okay. I just saw like a red. Um, this is definitely before the first of the year. How many? What are you now? 35 and what? It's a quick labor and delivery for you because I just keep feeling like you don't look like you look great. You don't look like you're going through it. Um, and it feels like it just happens. It's very quick. Now that you're not having the baby at home, you're at the hospital. But I just feel like it's not. You're 36 tomorrow. Yeah, yeah. It might be your Christmas night, baby. I gotta tell you, you're off until the 7th. So yeah, I feel like it might be a Christmas baby. Um, you bet you have to message me if you have her on Christmas night. I expect the minute she's born. I'm just kidding. It's gonna be like I just keep hearing easy breezy. Like it's really gonna be much easier than you're thinking. It's gonna be much smoother than your son's. Um, I mean, really and truly, it's just gonna be after that. It's really gonna feel like it. It's gonna be much easier than you realize. So I think some of it is just that you already know what to expect, kind of, even though every kid is different. There's not that, like, it's a different kind of nervousness, right? It's not about like, am I going to be able to feed a baby, or how will I know if they're, that's all going to be much easier and smoother. And you're going to find that your son really is acclimates well, is really receptive and excited. He's excited about being a big brother. I know he's little, but still. Hang on, I have it. Um, okay, Debbie. Oh, happy winter solstice, Creative Chicks. It didn't pop up at first because I had the chat filter set weird. Because it automatically sets for like people who have lots of followers and people who show up to top chat instead of like live chat. There's something about January 10th. So I don't know what that means. And it's connected to your husband. So I don't know if maybe he extends, sorry. Oh, whatever. I don't know if he extends his time off or what. YouTube's been crazy this week. I don't know. I just think everything is a little wacky. But I mean, I don't feel like I'm giving you anything really like, it just, she's going to be here. And I guess maybe I do feel like it's around Christmas. I don't know if there's going to be a blanket or something, because I see something a little bit more than just a pattern, unless when the pattern is so tight together, if it's a little further away, it looks more red. You have to get his kitties looked at in January. Well, I hope that it's not to do with that. But there's something about the 10th. So I don't know. Again, I don't know if it extends his time off or what happens. Debbie, I'm going to see if I can see your note online here. If it'll let me. Did you email it? Because sometimes people will put notes on the. I don't like. I don't know, ignore me. Just rambling through my thoughts. Weird processing. I think you're gonna have the best holiday ever. My mom comes in. We start demo tomorrow, so I'm kind of at the house tomorrow, like stuck. Oh, bummer. Sorry. Just realized I can't go ice skating on Tuesday. We start. I'm so pathetic. Okay. Then my mom comes in on Tuesday afternoon, so I'm excited for that. And yeah, we're not going anywhere. We're just, I don't know. I want to go into the city to the Grand Central Marketplace because one of my clients has a market there, and I've always wanted to go in and see her stuff. And I just never seem to make it each year. So that's one of my goals this year. We put the note in PayPal message. It's not showing up. And for whatever reason, I have the wrong password for this. Can you just DM me that, like not in PayPal, but do you mind just emailing it to me? I'll put this up here. I know that's such a pain in the butt, but I don't want to sit and try and have to deal with my password on there, and it's not showing up on my computer for whatever reason. I don't know why it's different there. I really hate it. I wish that they would have continuity across, like when there's messages. But there's no note. Like, I would show you the but I'm not going to show you like a screenshot of it. But there's no like, oh, it just says future love. You just want to know future love? Is that it? That's the note? I think it was so small I missed it. Sorry. Okay. Hi, Izzy. How are you? All right. It was so small I missed it. I'm sorry. That's what she said. Sorry. Sorry. Someone I was talking to someone telling me how I'm kind of like inappropriate in my ice skating lessons, and like nobody in the group cares. Like it's not over the top, right? But I was like telling a friend of mine because we had a dress rehearsal for our performance, and I wore like a flesh colored leotard under because our dresses were sleeveless. And like, so then I was going to like, I was like, I got to go take all this stuff off. I hate skating in a dress. It's like taking it off. And I was joking around, and because this other girl was like, wait, you're changing right here. And I was like, yeah, I have more clothes on. Like, I mean, I have so many layers on. It's fine. Like, I'm not showing anything. And I had the leotard on, and I like lifted my shirt up, and she's like, oh my God. And I was like, it's a leotard. Like, I'm not, she's like, I thought you were naked. I go, wouldn't it be great if I like painted nipples on it and like skated around? And then my friend came up with even better ideas. She's like, you should make them kind of like lopsided and like put the little curves and it looks like you're lopsided. I was like, and like a fading tramp stamp on the back. Oh, the things I say. Yes, ma'am.
This is watching YouTube while doing homework.
Okay. I already dealt with that. I will deal with that later. This is not the time.
Mm-hmm.
I know, but thank you for notifying me. I appreciate that.
Okay.
All right. If I had boys, they would just wrestle like puppies on the ground and it would be perfect, but they don't. Okay. Anyway, so she was like, you should work in a, like, that's what she said. And I thought of that. Anyway, whatever. Shut up. Okay, keep moving. All right. I have learned that boys wrestle like little puppy dogs. They're the age my kids are. All right. Gabby, you're fabulous. Okay, so I don't know. So I can't wait to hear. Oh, this is weird. Just take this for what it is. There's something around marshmallows in the hospital. I don't understand that. So I don't know if maybe Child Life comes in to like bring in like a little entertainment for your son or what. There's something about marshmallows. So, but she's going to be absolutely just great. I still feel a little bit of reflux on her. A little gassiness. Oh. Maybe pack some Preparation H for you. I think the Tux pads should help, but I feel like you might have a little hemorrhoid afterwards from pushing. Sorry, not pretty, but I feel like that's it. And then like a minor lac. I don't think you're going to need an episiotomy. I just feel like maybe a 1st degree lac. So overall, pretty okay. Sorry, not great news, but better than it could be. You did buy formula just in case, but still hoping to breastfeed. I just bought all the postpartum care. Okay. There's one other thing. I'll remember it later. I'm sure in the middle of somebody else's reading. All right. I've got Regine for 2 and Debbie for 1. Did I get any other ones? I don't think so. We'll make a quick morning of it, if you will. Oh, Misty. I didn't forget you. You're unforgettable, Misty, I promise. I'll blame it on my age. A general, please. Of course. Sorry for bangs. All right. Really uncomfortable all down my left side. I feel really tight in my jaw here and in my shoulder pinching here. Does that resonate? Like even kind of heavy down the left side of my left leg. Sorry, itchy nose. Oh, that's funny. So I went to scratch my nose and I heard you're coming into money soon. I don't think it's me though. I think it's you. So I feel like you're going to get a little, I don't want to say windfall, but I feel like you're going to come into a little bit of unexpected money. And it's from a good thing. So maybe you win the lottery or just not the big one. There's something with my left side. Does that make sense? Having like the left side makes sense. Are you getting over something? Jesus, Regine, stop doing this to me. Sorry. I think about like before I knew I could do all this like connecting, and I'm like, did I just think I was falling apart all the time? I don't get unexpected money a lot. Y'all know that. I'm not like a big on telling people those things because I don't know. I don't think it happens as often as people want to do. I do feel like you need to do a little bit of breath work because I feel like your energy is so tight. Like this week is triggering you a lot. And I know that's like pretty common for a lot of people that the holidays can bring about a lot of mixed emotions. Um, but I kind of feel like your dad might be acting up a bit, if that's a nice way of putting it. Um, and they're reminding you to just do the breath work, do the like to settle your regulate your nervous system. Um, like I hear a voice, and this your guys like this too shall pass, which is one of my like least favorite sayings because I'm like, yeah, motherfucker, I know it'll pass. Like it sucks to go through it now. I just feel like they're kind of saying like just literally go into a bubble and pretend like it's not happening is the feeling I get of like just um this isn't really happening. Like this is the old stuff. So I feel like probably you've been manifesting around shifting energies with him. It feels like this triangle between you, your sister, and him. I know you have two sisters, but I just feel like there's one sister in particular that mainly deals with him. She might wear her glasses on her head like I am doing. Apparently, my head is crooked. Um, um, it's just like a triangle between the two of you, and I just feel like you've been shifting around this dynamic. So whatever is happening now is sort of the remnants of the old stuff, and you sort of have to okay, and you sort of have to ignore it. And in your mind, just be like, nope, the truth is, and rewrite it. So I can tell you that this works because I've done it. One was very profound a couple of years ago, where I like Stu was saying one thing to me, and in my head, I was like, no, the truth is, like, I didn't tell him that. I was like, and then he came home the next night from work and like literally spouted out everything that I had said the truth would be about like a plan. I don't know. The other is I was triggered a little bit on Friday. I get a little bit of social anxiety. Not like crazy, but like just I probably related to ADHD. It's pretty common where you spiral a little bit about conversations like, oh my God, did I say the wrong thing? Did I was like too much? Like blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, I've really been digging into the whole law of assumption. No, like this is the truth. So I listened to like a self-concept thing. And then I was like, fine, reset my nervous system. And it was fine. Cause I didn't allow myself to spiral. I was like, this is absurd that this person's probably not even thinking that much about what's come out of my mouth, or it wasn't inappropriate. It was just like, sometimes I worry I'm too much. Because that's a story that I had for a very long time of being too much, that I needed to like minimize and be tiny. And if I could just like, fall to the background and let everybody else shine, then it would be okay. So it's sort of that idea of like, just, it's not that like, it is. I don't know. I look at some of the political stuff that comes out and I'm like, well, I could spiral with them, or like some of the people that report on it, or I could be like, and half the time I'm like, that's not happening, because the truth is that's not happening. They're trying to get you to spiral. They don't have any facts. That's just, well, Heritage Foundation released this. I'm like, yeah, and that's not going to happen. Trump is saying now he wants to run for a third term. Yeah, and that's not going to happen. Like, right. So then it's like, then the beauty of you saying when you say like, I worked hard to not allow them to write my story anymore. The beauty is then what you do is you look at progress, right? You don't necessarily want perfection, because that's like hard to maintain. You could get perfect, but it usually lasts just a second, right? When you're learning anything new, you're looking for progress. Don't look for being perfect or the best, or like, because you're missing your opportunity to learn, right? And you're missing your opportunity to celebrate the small wins, and to keep that dopamine going, and to keep that that drive and that will to move forward. You have to keep your mouth shut about politics here in the South. I just had to let people learn they made a mistake. Yeah, sometimes you do. I kind of get myself in a little bit of hot water, but at the same time, like, whatever. Like, that's what democracy is allowing to express your opinion and allowing others to have their opinion. And you don't even have to come to a common ground. It's just, can you do so in a respectful way? I have plenty of clients that are Republicans. I had some that were Trumpers that, but I have lots of clients that were Trumpers, and that's okay. They're on their own journey. But what I feel like is like making sure you're recognizing the progress and where you're at. So I had a conversation with one of my scouts yesterday, because she's really come really come a long way with regulating her own emotions. And even if she's having the blow up at home, she was like so great with me. And like when we were in the group and I like pulled her aside, I was like, I just want you to know, like, I'm really proud of you. You're doing a great job. You have to remember to do that with yourself too. So I got a little triggered. I didn't spiral as far as I did used to spiral, like down the shame spiral of like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I moved on with it. So I think that that's where you have to be with, is like, kind of like, nope, that's not true. That's not how it is. The news story is this. This is my news story. And just stick with that. You express all the time with your friends, but my MAGA acquaintances are just hardcore and they're just talking to, yeah. Sometimes that has to be the way it is. You just don't talk about it. I don't know. I've always kind of had the personality where like, I don't know. I had a lot of guy friends growing up, and I remember hearing that, like, this was like, I think we were in college at the time, and I'd gone back to Texas to visit, and like, I still see, I don't go back anymore, but I haven't been in a long time, but, and it came out that like one of them had done a little bump, and I was like, he's like, I didn't want you to know. I thought you'd be, I was like, I don't give a shit what you do. Like, whatever. I've sat with so many of them because they were like, will you just sit with us while we're like rolling? And I'm like, okay. Like, make sure we're okay. I'm like, yes, I will be your babysitter. Like, but they were always worried about my opinion of like, what is she gonna think? I'm like, I don't really think anything of anything. Like, just do you. I mean, if they were being idiots, mostly about fighting, I would be like, what the fuck are you doing? But otherwise, I didn't care. Or if they were dicks when they drank, then I was like, maybe you shouldn't be. Like, but whatever. Anyhow, point being, you sort of just have to go back and like reset yourself and not spiral. And then notice the progress that you've made. It's like, yeah, you may be triggered, or that old feeling may come up, but it doesn't have to stay with you. And like, great, look how far you've come. Okay, sorry, the new job, please. I didn't see that. Thank you for redirecting me because you need to go. Wait, where's the new job question? I didn't see your new job question. Hang on. I worked hard on a lot. Oh, I don't. Yeah, but I don't see it. And maybe I'm just scanning too much quickly. Let me see. I see start with a general. And then Misty sent a payment. Then it says Creative Chicks wants a general. Did you pay for one? I don't see you just want to know about it if you're going to get a new job? I didn't see you type one. Am I misunderstanding that? What do you want to know about the new job? When? Where? What are you doing? You know what's weird? So my awareness is coming to my teeth. And I know this is weird, but I said to you, I think before, that I felt like you would be doing something from home, but that it would be an out-of-state company. It may actually have to deal with dental stuff. So either like maybe you work for like a customer service for Invisalign. I know that sounds weird, but it's like, it feels like something dental related, but I also feel like maybe the company is based in Georgia because I keep getting pulled there, but I don't feel like you're leaving Florida. I also feel like pretty flexible hours. Or maybe it's, I don't know, Crest toothpaste. Like, I don't know. It's something like there's something where I feel like I'm very well aware of my teeth. And I feel like I'm working from home, but the company is based out of yeah, I feel like it's decent, but I still feel like you're doing tarot. So I feel like there's enough flexibility where you're able to do your readings and you're comfortable. I also feel like it has good benefits. Tickly nose. What is it with you and itchy noses? Hoodoo Arts, is that you, Creative Studios? So, you know what's funny is I have a friend who I don't normally talk about my woo-woo stuff with. Like a lot of friends here, just some of them are into it, some of them are not. I don't like read for any of them or anything. But I think I mentioned I talked to her about manifesting. I was like, are you like for getting a job? And I was like, make sure it's like smooth transition. I pulled up to her house to pick up my daughter. And like for some reason, I thought about them getting a second car because they had talked about it. And I was like, well, and they joked them like, well, if we have the money for it. And I like in my head, I was like, oh, where would they get the money? And then I heard she was getting a new job third quarter next year. And I went upstairs. I was like, so I have a message for you. And I never get that stuff for her. So I'm manifesting for you too, for you and your job. Aw, I love you too. Enjoy your holiday. I'm gonna try. Hoping someone decides to behave. Okay, let me add Creative Chicks to the list. Go enjoy. I think you're probably headed off to do tarot, so enjoy that. May your readings be bountiful and accurate. Okay, so Misty, what was your question? I'm trying to set stuff down quietly. Okay. Misty, what's your question? And then Debbie, why don't you ask yours? So then I can just kind of go through them. Same thing with Creative Chicks. If you all three of you just want to type your questions and then they're there and I can just move from one since there's like a little bit of a delay. Misty wants a general. I feel really, really tight in my traps, like right here in the back. And you're carrying your anxiety here. Same with you, your hips are really tight. Have you been working out lately? And I feel like you could really benefit from some like hip opener exercises. Like your psoas is tight, it would help you. I don't want to ask this as a question, so I'm going to state it and then maybe I'll try and explain why I'm feeling this. But I feel like I've been like that. It's energetically, it feels in my body as if that idea of like holding your breath and waiting for something to like go wrong or to see what the results are. It feels more around it's almost like waiting to see what somebody's behavior is going to be. So this feels, I want to say like either ex-husband, ex-partner. This feels like around that. So I don't know if there's legal proceedings going on, but it's like I'm waiting for the judgment. I'm waiting to see what it is and is it going to fall in my favor? And there's just such anxiety around this. Sorry, that's me, not you. I feel like there's going to be a big shift for you. So I heard she's really happy now, and I got pulled to February. So I feel like there's a big shift that happens for you in February. I know astrologically only because it's like a big shift in my astrological chart where I'm a 0 degrees Aries rising, and I know that Saturn and Neptune meet up around like late February in my sign. Um, Supposedly this is going to be a magical year and stuff for me. You do anxiety. Anxiety. Yes, I'm tight all over. I need to get back to Pilates. You do anxiety very well, or you? I'm sure that like if you said that to me in person, I'd get it, but I'm like, nah. So I think something got lost. I just feel like by February, I feel like I can breathe. I feel like I can relax. I feel like I'm not in fight or flight mode. I feel like I'm just a little tense right now. And it's an energetic, like your body feels tight, but I also feel like there's an energetic component to it where I just feel like, so when your energy is like relaxed and allowed to be where it's at, and you're just calm, and they talk about your aura. Think about like aurora borealis, the way you see the lights change. It's around your body. It's like out far, um, like far. And it ebbs and flows easier. And when people are tight in their energy and they've pulled it in tight, and this is like a lot of times when they're in fight or flight mode, if they're in relationships that don't allow them to be fully them, it's almost like someone took saran wrap and like squished it all down. You know, when you get a package of like a maybe you don't, I don't know, but like if they send like a stuffed animal, they'll squeeze all of the air out of it, and it's sucked tight with all the plastic around it. That's what it feels like to me. Um, but when you can relax, it's like there's this flowiness and gentleness to people's energy. Some people have like a core of like being solid and whatever, but like on the outskirts, it's like it just sort of wafts out. Ooh, sorry. And yours is so tight. And I just feel like in February, you're able to relax and that comes out. Okay, Izzy, you're always anxious. Okay. You're Sag rising, so I think I'll have some of the Aries magic. Yeah. I would look at CB, I would look at how there's going to be a Barbo's basket. I don't know like exactly. I'm still trying to figure this out, but it's a big thing. And um I'll have to get more. My friend Victory Astrology, Victory Victoria. It's Victory Astrology, but her name is Victoria. She teaches a lot about that, so she's a good one to follow. And she's also, I don't know, I really like the way she explains things. Meditation has helped your anxiety. The other thing that I want you to do to help your anxiety is when your mind starts to spiral, I want you to go, okay, that may be true. And also these things, you're going to look back to the past. This is the only time I'm okay with you looking at the past. And like pulling in is like the times that you succeeded past that, the times that you were okay. Well, yeah, but when that happened the other time, I was okay. And all of these things ended up okay. Look at the whole picture, right? Because I have some people say, like I had my client who I met with for coaching. She was like, I said, well, what do you think about when you like, she's like, well, I feel like maybe I'm too stupid to be able to do this. And I was like, okay, well, like let's look at this. Is that real? Right? It's a valid thing. People feel like they're not capable or not smart enough, whatever. But like, also let's look at your life and tell your story. I was like, well, what do you know? She's like, oh, well, I had a teacher who told me I was too stupid, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, so that's where the story began. And like, then what happened? And she's like, well, then I graduated with honors and I got this degree and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, so are you really too stupid? She's like, no. I was like, okay, so we're going to drop that. So like when you start to spiral, it's like, well, oh my God, I started a little bit on Friday night and I was like, well, that's like silly. And like, let me like use the tools, which I listen to affirmations, but like the truth is you get to make up whatever story you want. Anxiety and fear are there to keep you in your old pattern because that feels comfortable. The other thing you could do besides meditation is tapping. That works really, really well. It sort of pulls you out. So EFT tapping, because it allows you to do the affirmations, but it also like sort of triggers on your vagal response. I do a lot of cognitive repainting. Yes, that would be the technical term. I like her because she's also very vocally anti-Trump. And I'm here to support that. But she's also calls out the Dems too, and that's what I like her too. She's fair game, just like I am. So yeah, tapping works really well. Oh, hi, Joelle. Tapping works really, really well. So these are some things you can do for anxiety. It worked. My daughter, my middle daughter has ADHD and generalized anxiety, and I think some of it has to do with, we got her off of gluten, and that actually seemed to really, really help. But if she is really spiraling, then we do tapping to get through it. We do affirmations at night. We manifest all of that stuff. Okay, Joelle, it's good to see you. It's been a while. So my feeling is like, sorry, Misty, is working through it that way. But February is going to be much better. And I feel like probably just over the next month or so, you're really working on, there's going to be an astrological thing, but I also think you're really working on healing that and releasing it, sort of shifting your thought process around it. I missed you too. But tapping is a great technique. And I also think tapping is good because sometimes meditation feels like you're swimming upstream to get to the calm. Whereas tapping is like, it gives you direction and gives you something to do. Like, it's like, this is the pattern. This is how it's done. And you start with one affirmation of like, even though, like, so you honor the anxiety, even though I'm anxious, I know that I'm okay. Even though I'm anxious, I know that everything usually works out just fine. Like, so you're honoring that feeling, but then you're also like reframing it. Because I think sometimes that's really important too, is just to acknowledge that it's there. Because if you're just like, oh, I'm not anxious, I'm totally happy, everything's great, blah, blah, blah. It's like, you're trying to stuff something into a little box that it's going to just explode out of eventually. Just my thoughts. Okay. And I have Debbie and then Joelle. Is that helpful? Do you want more? Do you want a clarification on anything? How is Sweden treating you, Joelle? Okay, hang on. I have to find. Creative Chicks wants a general, and Debbie, I think you wrote yours here. Well, I have her date, my friend Randall. So, okay, I want to tell you something quick because I saw you just did the description thing, and I want to bring up something because I think it's really interesting. When I've done future readings, wait, who's a dog? Anything on Lou? So with Lou, I actually have an awareness of a back tooth issue up here on the back left. It's a molar. It's not a canine. And then there's an awareness of a tooth up here. So I don't know if he chipped a tooth or if there's a loose tooth here. I'm not trying to flip you off. Sorry. Loose tooth here. I have tons of media training if you haven't noticed. Why does Lou feel like a Muppet to me? Like, he just feels like a mush. Does he burp a lot? Because I feel like my tummy is distended and that, like, there's something in his food that makes him burp a lot. You just had to cancel a dental appointment. I think you need to. So there's something up here, like maybe a tooth that's gone bad or something. So I don't know if his breath smells worse right now. And there's something here about either a loose or a chipped tooth. Something, it's like, it's not a rotten tooth. It's just, there's something there. Maybe there's a little inflammation on his gum line. He is a mushy Muppet. Yeah, he just feels like that to me. He feels like, okay, like I feel like a stuffed animal, like a teddy bear. But I also feel like there's something in his food that makes him a little gassy. Like I can feel that, like I hear him burp. And I just feel like it's like the food is like, I don't know. I don't know if you change it because it doesn't feel horrible. Like I don't feel like it's causing diarrhea or really like I just feel like it makes him a little gassy and bleh. He has liver gallbladder issues. So maybe that's where the burpiness is coming from. So could need a diet change. Um, okay. Debbie, you wanted to know about love. Okay, this is what I want to say about this. This is what I thought was cool. So when someone asks me about what the person's going to look like, I've gotten some interesting things. So one woman, and she confirmed that she was actually in my psychic development class, but she had asked, and I was like, I just keep seeing him wearing boots, and I don't understand this. And I saw him having stomach issues. I couldn't really see his physical traits. And apparently there's a pair of boots that she always teases him about wearing, and that he had stomach cancer or something, some issue with his stomach that he had surgery with. I don't fully remember exactly. A woman that I went to high school with, she was in a relationship, and I was like, this is not it. You're going to end up leaving her. And the next woman I see coming in, she's like, she's really short hair. She's a little bit older than you, and you've known her from the past. She is now married to a girl who we all graduated in the same class together in high school. I didn't. The woman she married, I knew a little bit more. I had more classes with her, but I didn't have the woman I was reading for. I didn't have any classes with her. She was actually good friends with a good friend of mine now. But the woman she married, when she met her, had longer hair. I had her in my memory bank. Why wouldn't I have think of her as being the person? Like, why would I not have been given that information? We're just not always supposed to know. But when they got married, short hair. So, and she is a little bit older, and she is somebody from the past. So I'm not always given the details of like exactly when you meet them. So you might think like, well, Anna got it wrong. This person doesn't look like this at all. But then like on the day of their wedding, she looked like whatever. So don't hold too tight to descriptions of what somebody looks like, because it might be at the time, like you're like, well, who's the person I'm going to marry? So I get the vision of when the day you're married, right? Or when you're married rather than when you're meeting and dating. Just to hold that little bee in your bonnet or whatever you want to call it. Okay, Francesca. So Debbie, this is currently for you. Okay. So you want to look at, and Izzy, I'll put you on here. You want to look at love, and you asked about specifically Randall. Right? Oh, okay. I have who's Katerina? I have a Katerina. I don't have a Francesca. Okay. So Debbie, let's look at your love question, shall we? Oh, okay. Okay, got it. All right. Please make sure that she knows you made that payment, because I had a client once who made the payment under her daughter's account. Her daughter reported it and another payment as suspicious. And then like it ends up like, I just like to keep a good standing in my stuff. Okay. Okay, sorry. I did not know that. I don't always pick up on all that stuff because I'm looking for it. Okay, never mind. I just wanted to make sure that nobody. Okay, sorry. All right. I do feel like you will eventually date Randall. I He has a gentleness about his energy. He feels really thoughtful. Um, like he listens to what you're saying and thinks about it. I do feel like he he's playful. Um, but there's a gentleness about him. He's kind of a baby when he gets sick, but um, is he significantly taller than you? Because I just feel like a big height difference. Oh, gotcha. Okay, no judgments about your PayPal. Just trying to keep mine clean. um, he's 6. Yeah, I just feel like there's a big height difference. I do feel like you will. I feel like his energy is more like um I'm not saying he's insecure or uncertain, but he doesn't have that like confident take charge energy. There's some men who attraction is like express their attraction differently. Um, like even energetically, you feel such a difference in it. And his is just, he's not going to, unless he like basically has a sign in front of him that says like, yes, I'm interested in you. You can ask me out. He's going to miss the subtle signs. He needs like very overt signs that you are interested in him. Um, so it has potential to go somewhere, but I'm going to tell you what your frustration is you're wanting someone to be a little bit more take charge, and that's not really his energy. Um, you really might. Actually, sorry. They corrected me. There are certain places he will take charge. And he's a reader, so if you suggested some books to him, he would read uh, and take the hint. But um, but he's not going to be like he doesn't want to rock the boat, so he needs to know that he's not in the friend zone, basically. And you sort of unintentionally placed him there, I think. But the good thing is, he's always been attracted to you, and when men are attracted to you, they stay attracted to you unless you just become a total troll. And so he's patiently waiting for a sign. So give that man a sign. And then also understand that you may have to be a little more direct with your communication. You can't just like hint at things. I'm not saying I don't feel like he's autistic, right? But like people who are on the spectrum really like direct communication and open communication and not to hint and be ambiguous. Like just say it like it is. Just saying. He's real smart. That's fine. Circumstances don't matter. They're dating. It's okay. Circumstances don't matter. So, all right. Here's my big weird mind meld thing. Time has already happened. Time all happens at once. that means, okay, I'll tell you an example of this. This is really kind of interesting. So maybe I'll try. Okay. There are infinite parallel universes. Every single possibility exists. Every single possibility exists. I want you to try this way instead. Okay. I want you to try this way instead. There's a part of you, if we look at manifesting and law of assumption, there is a part of you that believes that you are not worthy and deserving of him. I will tell you that I've been there. I will tell you that I've done that. And once I started realizing like, oh, those are weird belief systems. Like I would give up on dating or give up on my attraction for someone because I thought, well, there's no way that he could like me. There's no way because I wouldn't be enough or whatever, right? I'm not pretty enough. I'm not whatever. Body's not the right type. Not interesting enough, like whatever. Or I'm too weird. I'm a little weird. Let's be honest. People have lots of preconceived notions about what it is to be a psychic medium. And you get to decide, right? And everybody is, if it's infinite, so you're like, well, but she's already got, well, in her universe, sure. But there's infinite parallel universes. Our brains cannot fully understand the vastness of what infinite means. Infinite possibilities exist. You think he feels that way, that you're weird? Well, then he does. You're the operant power. You decide how it works out. You decide whether or not somebody feels a certain way or not, because it's your world to create. Everybody else has their own world to create, but in this world, this is how it works. Those are the rules. That he's not good enough? Oh my God. You can change that so easily. Start small. I should start. Okay. I'm planning on starting this community come hell or high water. And I'm going to start I'll put in there links of things that I listen to that I think are really great to listen to. He's a player. So you're creating a story around who he is. No, you're creating a story around who he is as a person. Well, he's a player. Well, then he certainly wouldn't be with you because he's going to be with too many other women. What do you mean you're listening again? I'm confused. So when you create that story around somebody who is, they have to show up. You're writing a play. I realized the other day, I thought it was really cool where I was like, oh, when we're in this idea of creating and you're creating the story and creating the outcome of what you want, you're creating yourself as the main character. And then everybody has to show up with those belief systems of it. I was thinking about how when we put the creation out there, we put the idea out there of how we want things to turn out. And when people are checking for signs, it's not necessary. It's the idea of like when you see a movie trailer, you see the main character, you see they're like, especially like a rom-com type thing, right? You see that she's a little, and I'm using she because most of you are she's here. I gave you this advice last week. Yes. But I will listen. How many times do I give this advice? All the time. Because I know that it was a problem for me, because I know that changing your belief systems around who you are and how people show up actually works. And so I'm going to keep hammering it home. I believe in intuition too. Because I think that you're just tapping into the energy that's there. And I'm just good at it naturally. That's why you're not letting him call me, because he's with someone but wants to talk to me. I realize you create your own story. You do create your own story. So it's not about not letting him. It's like, nope, he shows up exactly how I want him to. He shows up fully available. He's not interested in her anymore. I'm the only one he's interested in. There's like, even when he sees other women, like even if they're beautiful or whatever, they're just not the same as me. They aren't magnetic the way I am. He is drawn to me. Just start telling yourself that new story, because I'm whatever, and make it positive. I'm beautiful. I'm smart. I'm funny. I'm interesting. Like whatever that story is, we're meant for each other. Like you make whatever story up you want. You make up all the negative crap all the time and then it seems to pop up, right? Start looking back at your life about the stories you had around stuff and how it unfolded. And it's like, oh, that's really interesting. Like become the observer, but observe the past for the patterns and see how to shift those patterns. I really had a lot of stories around relationships with friends, with people, with like just in general about how I wasn't enough. And then I just started like going, well, that's crazy. Where did that come from? Oh, well, that came from insert neglect, insert like childhood neglect, like insert all of those things, insert like, familial patterns and belief systems. Like you get to change that. You don't have to stay in that. That's what it means to be like when they talk about changing generational trauma or generational curses, you get to change that. Stop texting him. Start changing the story in your mind. Start seeing him show up in a better way and then start seeing it show up in the 3D. Hi, Paul. Happy holidays. Thank you. So things that I have done to shift it. Well, okay. So what I was saying was like when you watch a movie, right? You see the character, you sort of see how it kind of comes out. You don't know the full ending, but you see like the good stuff, but you don't see all the stuff in the trailer in between. But when you're watching the movie, you don't go like, well, I need a sign. Well, I got to have a sign. No, you go through all of this stuff. So can you do that in your life? Even knowing that like eventually they're going to end up together because it's a rom-com. Like, you know that that's the outcome, right? But you don't know all the story in between. And that's like sort of what makes you want to watch it. I think that's why we incarnate so much. We know what the outcome is going to be. That's our goal. But we really enjoy the story in between. Sometimes it sucks a little, but like we like the arc, right? We like to get to that like hero's story or whatever. We like that, but we like to experience it as the character itself. Like when I hear people go, I never want to incarnate again, I'm like, why? I like, yes, there's been a lot of shitty stuff in my life, but also it's the good stuff in those moments that makes me want to come back for more. Like experiencing, like getting to be a parent, even though it's like frustrating as hell sometimes, but the love that I have with my kids. I mean, I would come back for that a million times over. I don't know. Maybe that's me. I love getting to help people in their growth. I love getting to do this work. Like, do you know how cool it is to be able to like give somebody a message and you're like, I don't fucking know what this means. And then they're like, oh my God. You're like, okay, cool. I'm glad that worked for you. Like, I'm glad that was that to help you move on and move forward. Do you know how cool it is to like hear people say, like, whatever I'm doing, whatever I'm being myself and trusting whatever this process is, because I don't understand it. I just do it. Help somebody in their own growth and their own journey to take those tools and move forward and like fucking glow. That's awesome. Thanks, Paul. Make sure you're visualizing yourself winning the Powerball. So my point is like just visualize stuff happening and see and have fun with it. I'm going to tell you this. I have used my abilities to figure out numbers one time only. And that was when I was sort of learning that I had them. And I was at an off-track betting place when I was dating Stu. And I was like, let me see if this shit works. So I was like, all right, guys, give me the number of the winning horse. And I saw number 6. And so I looked at the boards and the first number 6 I saw, like, cause it'd be like 26, whatever. I just saw, and I was like, I want that one. And I was like, can I have $20? I didn't have any cash on me. So I got $20, went up to the window. I was like, I want to put $20 cause I can lose $20, like whatever. And I was going to pay him back. I was like, I want to put $20 on number 6. And the guy looked at me like I had 18 heads. And he's like, do you know what you're doing? I was like, absolutely not. This is the way I live my life. I just do things. I was like, nope, don't know it at all. And he's like, okay. And the horse was a 1 in 38 odds and I won. It's the only time I've ever done that. You can do what I do. created chicks. You said you wish you could do what I do. You could do what I do. I teach people how to do what I do. It is kind of magical, but it's also just a lot of practice. And there's professional athletes that have a lot of talent and they put a lot of practice into it. And yes, they'll be like whatever, but it doesn't mean you can't learn to do what they do. You might not, No, you're going to be natural if he texts you again. You're going to just be like, it flows naturally. Conversation flows natural. It's easy. Just don't. The thing about manifesting is not forcing the energy. It's knowing that I know this outcome is going to happen and I don't have to force it. I know this thing is coming in and I don't have to force or make it happen. And it's all going to fall into place in the right time, like dominoes, right? I don't have to force it or make it happen. So respond normally. Like, what if he's like, hey, how's it going? We're going to be like, I love you so much. That's weird. You can't do that. Just normal flow of energy. Don't try to force anything to happen. It will flow naturally. If you know that the outcome is, I'm going to be with him, I'm going to date him one day, doesn't matter if he has a girlfriend right now. That doesn't matter because this is how it's all going to fall out. I don't need to know all the details in between. I'm okay with letting it play out how it plays out. And I'm not going to spiral. I'm just going to stay in the state of, I know this is mine. I'm not worried about it. And you might have gone to someone else because you started to have that belief system of, I'm not enough. Why would anything this good happen to me? And so it pushes the energy away. Start really thinking about what your belief systems are around relationships and love. How do you speak to yourself? Like, really think about that stuff. When you're wanting to manifest, right? When you're really consciously manifest, because we're always doing it. When you're or just creating any kind of relationship with yourself and healing belief systems, it forces you to become a silent observer, a non-judgmental observer of that, your brain, your thoughts, your actions, your choices. And it sort of you take responsibility. I don't think you take responsibility for trauma. Like, I certainly did not want like the abuse and things that I went through as a child. Did not want that. Even though when people are like, you create this, to come in like, that shit bothers me. I didn't want that. I mean, maybe on a weird soul level, I asked for that, whatever, but like, I'm not going to take ownership of that. But now that I'm an adult and I know that those programs were put in me, it is my responsibility to reprogram that. I will take ownership of that. I will stop those patterns from occurring because now I'm grown enough, capable enough, whatever, of looking at that going, that doesn't work for me anymore. I don't like the way I feel. I don't like the patterns I'm seeing. How do I shift that? And now I take onus of the fact that, like, okay, well, yeah, it came from here. No judgment, just happened. But I don't have to hold on to that. You're getting stuck on the he part. I'm telling you to look at the you part. Because if you get stuck, you could bring him in, no problem. But if you don't fix the belief system there, what follows, I am, what your beliefs are around, like, I am lovable, I am valuable, I am worthy, I am deserving of love just because. There doesn't have to be because I earned it, just because I am deserving of healthy, mutually respective love. Then when you bring him in, you can do it simultaneously, but make sure you're adding, like, he's totally into me. He loves me. I'm the only one for him because I am, and then build that out. You're doing both at the same time. But if you don't, and you can bring him in, totally can bring him in just as you are now. You don't have to change any belief systems. You can do it easy peasy, lemon squeezy, but you won't keep him because those fears, those worries, and those anxieties and those belief systems will come back up and out he goes. You've already manifested him once. You said it yourself. So you can do it. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And I want you to think about too, what does he represent to you? Like, all those things that you love about him, those things exist within you as well. We get along really well. He's not compatible with anybody else the way he's compatible with me. Those are all things that you can use for affirmations. right? Those are all belief systems. Can you take Izzy before me in case I don't answer? You directly need to take my dog. Sure, no problem. Hi, Emmy. Yay, welcome. Well, just be here. What are the lemons? I don't know. Making lemons into lemonade. You can do that. So I do see it happening. I didn't give you a time frame, but I do see it happening, and I see who he is as a person. It doesn't have to be the wrong place. Bye, Paul. The thing is like, it doesn't matter. It wouldn't matter if it was Randall or any other man. If you don't shift that belief system around it, it's going to keep happening. Like, you see people who get married over and over and over again. My mom has a friend who's been married several times, and she's like, they're all the same. They're all the same because she never changed her belief system, period. She didn't shift herself. So they're all the same. When you see a lot of women where you'll see consistent, like, men all do this, right? And you'll see big groups of women do it, or women all do this, big groups of men will do it. There are societal beliefs that create systems too. So your belief systems around what relationships aren't just because of family or your own experiences or whatever. There's a society part that helps also build your belief systems. My aunt is my uncle's sixth wife or fifth wife. And he's 30 years her senior, which I didn't realize there was that big of a difference. That's weird to me. And yeah, I'm judging that. 1,000%. He's a nice man, but you're working on trying to change my thinking about relationships. Yeah. So, like, instead of working, it's like, I'm changing. I am changing, because I'm working on it means, like, it feels like there's even more effort that's needed. It's like, I'm changing my belief systems around that. Make it more active. Okay. Creative Chicks, what's your question again? Let me see if I can find it. And then I'll do Izzy and then Joelle. You're trying to find places to learn about self-love. Okay, so look up Neville Goddard. I really like him because he talks a lot about law of assumption. I talk a lot about it. Self-love isn't magic. It's just decide. Your brain, it's something like 5 things. Your brain knows that there's like 5 main things that are really important that it pays attention to. Like, your name is one of them, danger is another, right? You can literally just decide what follows I am is really important. It's like that simple. Your brain is so complicated and yet super fucking simple. It's like basic. Oh, okay, sure. So Neville got, I'm not typing the N. Does that feel right? Yeah. He died a while ago. There's also this woman, Florence Scovel Shinn. I think it's Shinn. I can't remember if it's Shinn or if it's Schinn, but Florence Scovel is the part you want. And then Shinn. The only thing I don't like about her is she talks about it as like the Lord, like the Bible. And so if you just replace Lord with God or the law, sorry, instead of Lord or God, use it the law, it like flows a little easier for people who have like a little bit of to religion stuff. But if you can get past that, the lessons are great. But it's just this idea that we create our own reality. What follows I am is really important. So all of a sudden, not only is your brain paying attention to when you say I am and what follows it, you're going to hear it in other people too. I always say what follows I am is really important. And the minute somebody says I am, I'm like, my ears perk up and I'm like, really, what are you? What's your story? I'm listening constantly. And then I'm always like, well, why is that your story? What Could it be better? Do you think that's really true? Like with my kids, I'm always like, well, why is that? Or when they're pretending, I'm like, why are you pretending that? Like, why pick something like that to pretend? It's always very dramatic. You know, this terrible thing happened. And I'm like, why? Why is that one? Why are you going for that one? I used to be a fan of, what's her name? Esther Hicks, who channels Abraham Hicks. I've been to one of the live things for her. She is channeling for sure, because I can see the energy sitting in her. I don't like one of them particularly. He's like, I would want to sit far, far away from him in a room. If we were all in a room together, like literally. He's not warm and fuzzy, but I don't like, because it's sort of more existential. It's sort of like this, you have to get into the vortex. What the fuck is the vortex? Like, I want something really specific. And because language matters, and because when you're trying to make a new idea, like whatever, it should not be ambiguous. It should be really specific and clear. That's what people need. That's what I learned as a nurse, is like, in fact, my vocabulary dropped significantly when I became a nurse, because the majority of the population reads at a 5th grade or lower reading level. So you have to make things very simple and also very, very clear. And that's what I think this should be. Very simple and clear. What follows I am is really important. What's the inner dialogue that you're having? Are you being kind to yourself the way you would be to a friend? Or are you being incredibly condescending and rude and shaming? And like, how are you talking to yourself? Don't talk to yourself in a way that you would never speak to a friend. Period. Your guides, they're not judging you. They don't give a shit what you decide to do. They're looking at you going like, well, that's what it is to be human. They don't care. You make the choices that you want to make. They're not frustrated with you, like nothing. They're literally like, I am here if you need me. If you get too far off, I'll put the guardrails up, but otherwise, free for all. You're doing human stuff. That's what you're here to do. The vortex is stupid. It's stupid. Where is this vortex? What is it? And what do I have to get? And this idea of like, it's just like, if you just decide, like, I'm going to stop telling myself I'm not good enough. I'm good enough. I'm enough. That's it. It's that simple. And then the more repetition, the more you get it, the more you believe it. Same thing with learning a new skill. When I learned ice skating, it's like, well, I don't get it at first. I'm sort of like falling and looking stupid. And like, I still look like a toddler skating, I say. But the more you do it, the better you get at it, the more confident you get at it. The more you start telling yourself that you're enough and you're valuable, it's going to feel awkward and weird. You're going to feel stupid when you're first doing it. You're going to feel, same thing with developing your intuition. You're going to feel crazy when you first start developing your intuition and connecting in with your own stuff. Bend your goddamn knees, bend them. And when you think you're bending them, you're not bending them enough. Bend them more. Like that's also true for basically any sport, I've decided. But like, if you are developing your intuition, it's the same thing. People always say, I feel crazy, but I'm like, you're not crazy. It feels crazy because it's not common enough. And because you're so stuck in this world, the 5 senses of the world, you don't realize that this 6th sense, these other senses exist, and that you're able to pull through the thread and get the information. Put your arms out. Yeah. Head up. I always have to be head up, head up, head up. Tuck your butt to engage your core. I love ice skating. Head up. Oh, I also get the, like, for performance stuff, my coach is always like, can you stop? Like, you need to like just smile. And I'm like, but I have this face that just expresses everything. You will always know what's going on in here. There is no ambiguity. You know what's going on right in here because it's all here. I have what they call closed caption face. I can't even close caption. Like, I was trying to like tell my daughter she wanted to ride with one friend to this Girl Scout thing and not the other. And I couldn't even lie on a text. I was like, so she has anxiety. And I was like, well, she was anxious about driving with somebody that she wasn't used to driving with. That was kind of where it was. And she was like, I was like, so I told my daughter that. I was like, I told her the truth. And she's like, oh, I was wondering what you were going to say. I was like, I didn't want to lie and I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. I just want to that good at that. I just think it's useless energy and I don't want to waste my energy. So my point being is like anything that you do when you're doing it, when you're building your self-concept work, when you're developing your intuition, when you're doing anything new, it's going to feel weird. Ice skating feels weird when you're first doing it. Like everything feels weird when you're first doing it. So get over that. Push through it and just say everything, just decide everything. It just feels a little weird and it's fine. I'm doing it fine. Okay. And like just look at what you're doing without judgment. When you're developing your intuition, don't go, well, that's crazy because I don't care. Just this is what I got. And be okay with that. This is what I got. I'm going to write it down. I'm going to see how it unfolds. Don't put a whole story to everything. The more you put into something especially when you're developing, the more complicated it gets. Or when people tell a story, like sometimes my daughter will tell stories about like she's frustrated with a friend or whatever. And then she'll go into this whole story. I said, why are you adding all that to it? She said, what do you mean? I was like, you don't have to add all that story to it. That's not that, meaning like making up a story about how somebody else must feel about it. I was like, why are you doing that? My astrological sign, I'm a 0 degrees Aries rising, 29 degree and like 29.27 or something like that for Cancer sun. So I like literally just barely made it in. And then I am a Pisces moon, 14 degrees. So I have like, if you look at the astrological chart, it's like the classic chart. So I've got like Cap as my midheaven, whatever. So some of the stuff in there is like somebody looked at my chart. My chiropractor, some friend of his family does some kind of, she's from Russia, so she does some kind of other astrology. And she looked at my chart, like, she's cursed through her mother's line. I was like, I'm not cursed. Maybe a little. So, so the fieriness is my Aries that comes through. But my point is just stick with it. Don't give up on yourself and keep moving. 6 months is a huge difference for where you are to get what you want. You can manifest anything. You can manifest that relationship. It doesn't matter what the circumstances are. However, if you don't work on your self-concept work, when you get them in, all of your old stories about relationships will keep haunting you. And so it will apart. So make sure you're doing both. Okay. Creative Chicks, what's your, and I liked Esther Hicks for a long time, by the way. The more I thought about it, nothing was as clear, and I like really clear stuff as Neville Goddard and Florence Scovel Shinn. But Neville Goddard, like I sort of had to get through the cringe of like Florence Scovel Shinn, but basically they're all basically teaching the same thing, but just sometimes language matters. Like even when I get different coaches, because I know a lot of the coaches at the rink, they'll give me different, like I'll get little tips or whatever. They'll kind of be like, hey, I saw this, blah, blah, blah. Somebody's language one way will get it to click for me when maybe my regular coach isn't clicking for what I should do. And that's fine. Like sometimes you need to hear it a different way or a million different times before it clicks for you. Okay, Creative Chicks, what's your question? Did you type it? You've been married. Oh, I see you've been married twice. Don't know if I want to do it again. So don't. Just have a long-term bed bestie. Or not. You can't lift your leg. So manifest differently. Look I'm able to lift my leg now. Also do like, you want to do hip flexor exercises. And do them with a little bit of weight on your ankle since your skates are a little bit heavier. I need to do that for my spirals because my left leg, great, goes up beautifully. My right leg, not so much, which is weird, but it's the way it is. It's not that big of a difference, but see how our brains work. Okay, general reading for Creative Chicks. Okay. there's a rushing energy for you, like in your energetic field of like what you've been doing. So it feels like this funny of like I've been rushing, and it's, if you think about it, like when a wave of water crashes into a wall, it's like there's all this momentum behind it, and then I'm stopped. And I sort of feel like that's where you're at. You've got all this momentum and energy, and but just like you're not able to move forward. It's almost the like that wall is a gate that can come up, and it's just moving too slow. So it's like it's not opening fast enough for you. Um, Okay. So even though you feel stuck in your energy, like there is no movement, nothing's happening, I've been putting all of this effort into it. The way they're showing this wall to me is like, it doesn't matter if it seems like it's not moving in the fastest way. It's like water can seep through in all different ways. So it's like it's going to all come through and balance out, and all of the energy is going to move forward. It just may not happening in an exact way you envisioned it to happen, right? Or that you thought it was supposed to happen. So if you have this idea that, sorry, this little, I don't know where it is, go down. Okay. If you have this idea like, okay, I'm going to become a nurse, and I'm just trying to figure out like the standard stories. Like I'm going to go to school and get my BSN, and I know that there's also wait lists. So it's going to happen this way, whatever. And then it's like, oh wait, but actually what ends up happening. So you're visualizing yourself being a nurse at the end point, right? This is my manifestation. And they're showing me that like you're not able to get through to like in that path that I think it's supposed to happen. And they're like showing the energy is moving around and seeking its level, like water seeks its level. It's like it's moving through all the cracks, or there's like little bars open at the top. So it's going to come over and spill over through the top, but it's not going to happen the exact way you think. It's like the doors are open and I go, like it's not going to happen that same way. So it's sort of like just trusting the process of, again, just I had my visualization of this thing at the end, trusting the process that it's going to get there. And I may feel stuck, but be like, that's part of the process too. So even when like something happens, what I think is unfavorable when I'm manifesting something, I just tell myself, I'm like, well, that's just part of the process. Like that's part of me that's a bridge of incidents. That's me getting to the end. I'm not even worrying about that because I know that's the end goal. They just said, we're happy to move faster, but you'll lose your balance. And I think sometimes that happens with the idea of like, when people say, like, you can manifest anything and it can happen in an instant. But there is this idea that our brains can't fully integrate the enormity of some of the things we're doing overnight like that. You're not trying to rush. We've had a lot happen this year: divorce, new job, trying to get my art career restarted. I'm not trying. I am trying not to rush. Oh, you are rushing, but you're trying not to. Did I read that wrong? Okay, sorry. Creative chicks, I want to tell you something. Is like when you said, I will just try to live with somebody before I get married again. I actually feel like when you meet the next person, this is like, sorry, this ends up being like a little bit of disjointed reading. When you meet the next person, you're going to live separately for several years before you even consider living together again. And not that I feel like it's like, it just feels like each recognizing that you need your own space, but liking your time together too. Joel said, or do like here in Sweden with this new thing called having a sarbo, being together but living in separate houses. Yeah. Oh, just what she said. Yeah. So it's this idea of like just like, this is my vision. I am an artist. I'm a successful artist. I make a living off of my art. People love my art. It's so wonderful. It's so easy to create and know that people are just like love my work so much. They just are ready to buy it. They're lined up to buy it. People are commissioning artwork from me, like, right, make all of these big things. And then just trust the process of it, because it may not look like anything's happening. You may sit there and be like, oh, nobody's buying anything. That's okay. That's a part of the process too. Like, instead of shifting the energy to like something terrible, failure, blah, like, that's okay. That's all part of the process. Like, even with learning to ice skate, it's like, I'm literally like, when I'm like screwing up or being stupid, like where I'm like, I started to slide the other day. I was like, I know this sounds dumb, but I feel like I'm on ice. Like, obviously I was literally on ice, but it was the feeling of like when you have no skates on, just your shoes, and you slide, or your car is sliding on ice. But like, that's just part of the process of learning. Is like, whatever, you're going to have off days, you're going to have down days, and allow yourself to like fucking crash out a little bit too. Like, then just decide that's part of the process too of getting what I want. Like, me panicking and worrying about like what somebody thought about it and like needing to listen. It's like, that's okay. That's all part of the process too, of me getting to what I want, and like being this magnetic whatever person, because I spent a lot of times feeling like I just repelled people. like I was just, yes, your intuition and advice was totally in the right place, Joelle. Absolutely. There is no way that you have to live that is like, I just think there's ideas that society says, well, you have to, got to be married, and you got to be, whatever, like all of these stories about it was like, what story fits for you? And then you decide, and don't worry about all of this other stuff, because I want you to remind yourself always, if infinite possibilities exist, then everything, any desire I have that comes to me is something that already exists. And I just am moving my consciousness into it. I'm not bringing it in. I'm not physically, my consciousness is just moving. So if there was a 10-lane highway, which I think Houston has them now, I think I-10 in Katy has like something like 20 lanes across, like whatever, it's like 10 in one direction. You're looking kind of at the same thing, but each lane has a slightly different perspective. It's a big jump to go from here all the way over to the exit lane, right? From the inside left lane all the way over to the exit lane. But if you do it gradually, it's not so big and it's not so jarring, right? You could do that slide. I think they call that the New Jersey slide. You could do that. It's a little more like, so you can do big changes really fast. It's possible with manifesting, but like, do you want to feel like you're holding on for your dear life, or do you want to just make it smooth and easy, gradual thing, and trust that you'll get there? Baby steps. There's nothing wrong with baby steps. I said, like, you can do what I do, but like, if you went from where you're at intuition wise to where I'm at intuition wise, it would be overwhelming, and you would think you were fucking crazy, and you'd end up in a little unit with a padded wall. I mean, that's the truth of it. Because it'd be like, oh my God, I don't want to know that about it. Like, it would be overwhelming, all the things that you get, all the information you're privy to. But I'm kind of like, well, I mean, that's like my life. And people have things. People are people. So like, people have messy relationships. People have physical ailments. People have depression and anxiety. I think when you remove the stigma from it, you're like, that's just part of peopling, right? Kind of like your guides do for you. Just like, that's just part of peopling. It's cool. Doesn't mean I don't have normal human emotions, or I'm that totally far removed from everything. It's not like that, but it's less overwhelming because I do it all the time. Okay. So that's what I think. They're just asking you to like be okay with the process, know that it's all coming, but it's not going to necessarily happen the way you want it. And then work on your affirmations around, like, I already am. I'm not trying to be an artist. You're an artist. Now you're a successful artist who gets like, people commission work from you. You do have the clair of smell. So if you have one, I promise you have others. It's just a matter of like deciding it's safe to open that up. I didn't realize I was clairaudient forever. And I like sort of freaked me out because I thought, oh my God, I'm going to hear all these voices outside of my head. And then I realized like, oh wait, like I have been clairaudient my whole life. Didn't realize it. And then like, it's really just getting comfortable and okay with it that like allowed me to step into it more. like you will realize that you've been, I believe almost everybody has been intuitive their entire life. It's just allowing the awareness of it because it's so calm and easy and normal. Joelle, you're back, right, from taking your dog in? So if you want to ask your question, and then Izzy, I know this is taking forever. I'm sorry. I'm just chatty today. Trying to be quiet. Okay, Joelle and Izzy, if you'll just write your questions, that way it's okay. Izzy, what's your question? Hi, Buggy, what's up?
Not much.
How are you feeling?
You get.
Do you want to go ice skating today? Are you up for it?
Are you still doing?
I am still doing it. So can you go out?
Okay, I thought that you were.
No, I didn't want to just stare at myself and put lip stuff on and chatting with people.
I thought that you were done because I didn't hear anything through the door.
Oh, no. I'll alert you.
Love you. Mwah.
Okay, go on upstairs. Do you want to go ice skating, or are you going to hang out here?
Ice skate.
Okay, maybe well, you don't have to start getting dressed yet. Okay, I'll be up in a little while.
Okay.
Love you, Buggy.
Love you. Mwah.
The most artistic thing I do is coloring Pokemon coloring books. Can I show you guys? I think I put it on my Facebook. I mean, on this thing, but it's 1, 2, 3, 7. You missed 1, 2, 3, 4. The little one that was dressed in here. She did this because you said Pokemon. She drew this and painted it. Oh no, you can't see it. It's not meant to be. Not meant to be. I can't do it. Sorry. It's this like little Pokemon that she drew and watercolored. And I'm so proud of her for it because I love ice skating. Okay, so what's coming in for love and when? You're actually really claircognizant because I just feel this really open up here on my crown chakra. And I keep getting, when you really connect in, do you feel like a flutter or an anxiousness in your energy? That's a feeling, I guess. Like it's like a flutter, like I don't know how to describe it. The energy feels like it's fluttering. But it's not true anxiety. It's just like an excited feeling. But I feel it up here, like almost in my throat chakra. I don't know what the connection to Snoopy is. I'm just throwing out there because I saw Snoopy like on an inner tube, like as if he was tubing down a river, like a lazy river. So I don't know what that means. But I'm throwing that out there. Also, do you have an old injury on your left leg? I'm rubbing my left thigh. Is it maybe the MCL, the medial collateral ligament? Is that right? Is that how you say that? That's like knee, leg kind of thing. All right, take this message for what it's worth. Because they're saying you. I feel like you hear your guides too, Claire audience. And there's one I feel like prominently is a female that you feel connected to. Surprisingly, she's showing me with a bob haircut. She's very ethereal, like feeling. This doesn't sound like, but you might describe her as being like an alien, or but her hair is, she keeps her hair short. She doesn't keep it very long. Um, she doesn't like the feeling of her hair on her neck. Your jaw feels really tight to me. Um, so TMJ grinding, but she's saying like tell me again. You're going to be moving through the energy very quickly now, with much more ease. There's less degradation of the connection. So she's showing me like moving through time and space, but like when you're moving, there's not like the, what do they call it? Help me out, sci-fi. The like a meteor storm. There's not, that's not there. The pathway is much clearer and easier. So it's like from here to like into the five, like from the 5D, if you will, from getting something to here to be like out here, the pathway is much smoother now. I know you wanted to know about love, but this is like what I'm getting. And so we'll work our way to that. I promise. I do feel like, with this being tight here, this is probably a throat chakra, like, oh. So oftentimes when there's a closed throat chakra or a blocked throat chakra, it'll feel like I'm a good communicator, but I'm not really good at advocating for myself, which I actually feel like you're really good at advocating for yourself. They're telling me, or she's telling me, she prefers they're telling me, sorry, that yours is about asking for your desires and dreams. Like it almost feels like I'm asking too much, or I'm doing too much, or maybe this is too much. And she's sort of like, that flow is going to open up, but start getting really creative. So the idea is like doing like, have you ever seen Practical Magic with Sandra Bullock and whatever the redhead's name is, where she creates a spell because she sees all the like the curse in her family is like that, like if a woman truly falls in love, then the man dies, right? Here's that night beetle, that, and then he dies because they got some woman down, like, in the lineage was so heartbroken, she cursed everybody below her that was coming after her, in the female lineage. And so Sandra Bullock writes out this spell that's impossible, right? So he has one green eye and one blue eye, and his favorite shape is a star, and like all of those things. And it's sort of this idea of like create, ask us for what you think is impossible. Ask us for those things. Be bold, be brave, and see what happens. And like this or better bullshit is such a weird, when people are like, this or better, it's like, just fucking ask and just assume they're going to give you great, right? I don't ever do this or better in any of my, if I'm writing manifestations down, I just write it. And because the assumption is it's always going to be better than I could have ever imagined, right? Even when I visualize something like a scene at the end, it's like, I always think this is so much better than I could have ever imagined. And that's just assumed. No injury. So there's something with, well, just be careful. Maybe buy some knee pads for ice skating. Okay. And I like that. I just want to say, I saw that comment where you said you learn the skills of art. I think that that's really important, that we always look at things as skills instead of gifts, because gifts feel like only certain people get it. And it's just not mean. It's not meant to be. And if you look at something as a skill, you can learn anything. You just start with the basics and have to start somewhere. And like, maybe you have to put more time and effort into something than somebody else does because they have a little bit more natural ability, but it doesn't mean you can't learn something and fall in love with it and be okay with it. You don't have to be the best at something. You don't have to, like, you can just learn whatever. So I don't know if this resonates, but I think what this is like this idea of like, when you're looking at love, it's sort of this thing out here and you don't quite know how to get it or bring it in. and you haven't fully put that energy into it because it still feels like this pie in the sky idea, because it feels like it's something that has to be gifted to you or brought into you at the right time. And they're sort of saying, like, just ask and be bold, be specific. You want somebody who's this height or whatever, like, just write it. Who cares? You want somebody who has these characters and qualities, but like society says, like, men just aren't this way, then like, just ask for it. There's what, 8.5 billion people in the world, half are women, half are men. You think that there's not somebody out there for you? Come on. Stupid ways we think, right? Not saying you're stupid. Saying that we have these ideas and these limitations that are just absurd. So I'm not specifically getting when this is coming in. It's like this idea of like, it's time for you to take action because the barriers are gone. The things that we're creating, this, as I said, degrading of the energy being able to move through. So it's like your request isn't fully getting there, like their answer isn't fully getting back. Like that's not happening anymore. This is like clear movement. Now it's time to do that. Open up your throat chakra by just being bold and asking for whatever it is you want and not having judgment about what you're asking. They don't care. Every single possibility exists. I mean, that's what I started doing like 2 months ago, where I was like, I'm just going to ask for like, and I don't care. Like, I'm not going to hold judgment over it. I don't, like, they're not judging me. Why should I limit myself? Like, and it doesn't have to be whatever somebody else's dream is. That's why I don't recommend sharing your ideas of manifestations of what you're bringing in, because everybody's got an idea of why it's not okay for you to do that, or why that's like, that's a little off. And that shifts your energy. Allow yourself to keep that to yourself, unless you have somebody who you know for sure is like, no problem. You want to manifest anything, I'm going to celebrate that. Okay, go for it. I mean, maybe not a serial killer kind of thing, but like, but like, whatever. I have no judgment about it. I do about that, I guess. So I do have some judgment. Okay. I'm a little judgy. Okay. I hope that's helpful. I know it didn't fully answer your question, but I feel like that's where they wanted to go with it. And so they took charge. Joelle, what's your question? And then we'll do some quick card readings. Wait, oh gosh, did somebody else just pay? Oh, Shaheen. Okay, I have a payment for Shaheen, and then list is closed because I've been drinking too much tea. I mean, that's the truth. I really have. Sorry, TMI. Again, it's that media training. I'm formally trained. You need some guidance and clarity on work. I know I've asked before, and we'll be able to buy the place. We currently are running a restaurant, but maybe the energy has shifted. So, okay. Is your dad having health issues with his lungs? I don't feel like he'll close. Yeah. I'm concerned about your dad's health. And I'm saying this because I think it's playing into the path of the business. I don't see it closing, but I see by mid-March, him taking a step back and you guys sort of taking over. I'm going to say this for him. I'm concerned about that he has issues with like is he on a blood thinner or a baby aspirin every day or something? Because I feel like I'm seeing like little tiny clots, and to me that means like maybe he needs some lab work done, like a PT, PTT, a subrate. And his platelet count. Your sister is sick as well. His health issues become worse. Sorry for popping my knuckles. I feel like there's going to be a shift in responsibility. You have a brother, right? Too? Like you have a sister, or is it a brother-in-law? I feel like it's you and a brother that take over the business. Um, and then in the third quarter of next year, so 2026, I feel like there's contracts being signed. So I don't know if it's a lease renewal or if it is you buying over the business and taking it over completely. But it almost feels like whoever owns it now, there's like a slow transition to you taking over it. So it might be like, and I don't know why, but it's like, I don't know how this works. But it's not an outright like I'm the owner or they're the owner, I'm the owner. It feels like this slow transition. And I'm sorry about your sister, by the way. I didn't mean to like totally gloss over that. Sometimes if I get too in like the human body part of this, it's harder to read. Makes sense, but he's taking his time to sell. That's why I think it's a slower transition. It's like maybe it'd be like, I don't know. It feels like it's just a slow transition. So it's like it almost feels like, okay, I'm at 100%, you're at 0%. I'm at 75, you're at 25. I'm at 50, you're at 50. I'm at 25, you're at 75. Okay, now it's all yours. So I don't understand why that feels that way. I can't make sense of it because I'm like, I've never heard of that happening before, but maybe it does. But it's like this weird slow transition out. Or maybe he's at like, he makes all the decisions and you're learning, and now he makes 20 or 75% of the decisions and you take over the small part making these decisions, to where like the responsibility, and then it's like, okay, now I'll sell you ownership or something like that. I don't really fully understand it. I won't pretend to. I don't know, whoever owns it now, because you're like, we take all the business or we have the ownership of it. It's like there's this a weird slow transition. That's why I'm like, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it means that it's like responsibility or if it's ownership of the building. Like I don't get it. Or if it's like you're renting to buy, right? Where like you're leasing to buy it, like where some of the money you're putting in as a lease actually goes towards ownership. I don't understand. It just feels like partial and then I have it. I don't know what I mean either. Because you said I thought you meant the house owner. I don't know what I mean. I'm just telling you what I'm getting. Sometimes it works that way where I'm like, I don't know. This is just how it feels. Sometimes it just has to play out. Like I said, my friend's restaurant that I did a clearing on, like this was a year and a half before COVID, 2 years before COVID. I was like, you can have lots of takeout. And she's like, this is our little takeout thing. I was like, yeah, that doesn't fit. And I don't understand why, but I see a whole bunch of takeout. And then takeout is what got their business through. So I don't get why I'm feeling it this way, but it just feels like partial, then full. Like we're exchange of like percentages, but I don't know what that means. Okay, and then there's one last one, and then we are closed. Katerina, what's your question? What's coming in for love and when? Gotcha. Thank you for your note. I saw it. So I'm not laughing at you. This is a very common thing. I don't feel like you've really put your energy out there fully. It's like you sort of have this idea like, I do want love, but you're not really doing anything to meet anyone. Then I got this feeling of being like nauseous. And I don't know if you, and his energy is like like looming. So I don't know if this is something coming soon because it feels like it's just right around the corner. It's just there. The energy is right behind me. They may be in medicine. Sorry for the late submission. I'm hoping to get a journal message if there's anything coming regarding work. Oh, but your note said love, right? Oh, wait, that was Katarina. Who did I answer Katarina? Oh, wait, never mind. I ignored that. Sorry. Ignore me. Well, there's love looming around the corner. Okay. All right. So, work. Okay. Got it. Sorry. I forgot about your mom. I got it all fixed. But, okay. Shaheen, I just read the wrong thing. Shaheen, there might be love coming in, by the way. It's looming behind you. And they might actually be in medicine or some sort of caretaker, caregiver. Just thought I'd throw that out there. Are you in medicine by chance? Or the healthcare field somehow? Okay. No. Well, you might meet somebody who is. Are you in a relationship? You met a new group of friends that are doctors. Okay. You're single. Well, one of these new friends might be a new relationship. Just saying, because I felt like somebody who is in medicine, his energy looming over you. So that's fun. I'm not, that's not the question you asked, but yay. Okay, sorry, let me read your actual question. Promotion or new offer? What do you mean new offer? Like, isn't like a new job offer, like something totally new? I don't know if this is considered a promotion because it feels more lateral. This isn't for Izzy. This is for Shaheen. Okay. So Shaheen, maybe a relationship coming in. And it might be one of these doctors because it felt like somebody in medicine. So it may be like happen because like say you get sick and they like come over to help you and take care of you or something like that. There was something where I felt like a little nauseous and there's this energy and I feel like it might become more than that. Okay, but so for regarding work, so I don't feel like it's a promotion. I feel like it's a lateral move to maybe manage a different group or a new group that's coming in, and that then provides you the lateral, the vertical movement. So initially, I feel like it's more of a lateral movement with much more potential for growth, and it feels like where you're at. So I don't understand that because I have no idea what you do other than it's not medicine. I wouldn't even know how that would work in medicine, by the way, but it feels like I would do lateral and then that provides me the room for growth vertical. And the lateral movement feels like the first half of next year, but nothing like immediately. But 6 months is like nothing. I mean, look how fast a year passes. Okay. All right. Let's do some quick cards because it's 1:00. You're welcome. Okay, so I have the Spirit Animal Oracle deck, the Voice of the Soul, Green Witch Oracle, Wisdom of the Oracle, the Enchanted Map. What else do I have? Magic and Mediums. Here's my one deck I thought I really like. Did I move it? Must have taken it upstairs. Mm-hmm. Oh, nope. Trust your vibes. We're just going to go with these today. Okay, Violets for Roses wants Wisdom of the Oracle. Okay, just put the deck you want. You don't have to say you want one. Just put the deck in the order. Itchy chin. Okay? Okay, it's still there. All right, so I have violets. Debbie wants Voice of Soul. Okay, I got 4 of you. Yeah. Anybody else is watching who wants one? Be bold. Ask no. All right, so Violet wants Wisdom of the Oracle. What does Violet's need right now for this week? Imagine. Talked a lot about manifesting. So imagine it's number 20. Oh my God, y'all. Where did I put my glasses down at? Oh, there. Oh, when you forget they're not on your head or they're on your head. Oh, good Lord. Sometimes when I'm in this energy, it's hard to Okay. Sorry, just trying to find the page. Okay. Essential meanings: turning imagination into manifestation, creative thought, visualization, the power of aligning imagery and feelings, creativity, illusions. The Oracle's message: who do you want to be? What do you need to believe in order to have the life you want? You were gifted with the power to imagine. If you can dream it, you can create it. This is the time when your imagination is the key to manifesting the life you desire. Spend time daydreaming, fashioning a vision board to help you see your goals, or meditating. Allow the power of your creativity to deliver images of what feeds your soul. Then allow your feelings to mingle with your inspirations and imagine these things being real right now. Then repeat. What you imagine will become your belief, and soon you will see these things come to pass in the outer world as if by magic. Didn't work as well as I wanted. Sorry, not the lighting thing. All right, relationship message. In matters of the heart, it's easy to daydream about another as a means of connecting to that person. While that's romantic, if you want this relationship to be real, you need to go for it, not just dream about it. Now is the time to move beyond the daydream and into reality, beyond illusion and into fruition. Relationships are about relating, so step out onto the dance floor where imagination partners with manifestation. The message of this card is that a person with attributes you have imagined will enter your life. You'll be changed for the better. Imagine that. And then prosperity message is: this is a powerful time to get clear on how you create your prosperity, what it means to you to be prosperous, and what attributes you need to develop in yourself to make things happen. Who do you need to be? To live out your dreams? Can you imagine the kind of life you desire? Really imagine it without holding back the sheer force of your powers of creativity. If you can envision it, you can have it. Get ready, for prosperity is waiting for you to claim it now. Act as if your dreams really will come true. I want to say this: when people tell you to take action, I guess I have the belief system, and this is where the law of assumption is really awesome. Whatever your beliefs are, they create your reality. That when I put something out there, that naturally things will fall into place for action to happen, like in a very natural way. So like I decided I was feeling really, really tired, like every day, like exhaustively, can't keep my eyes open. And I was having a hard time, like even getting out of bed. I was like, God, why am I like so tired? And I was so focused on that. So I couldn't go from I'm tired to I'm full of energy. So what I did was I'm ready for the day. And then naturally, with that moving into the I have energy, I'm ready for the day, things started popping up about blood sugar and like certain vitamins and minerals, like things sort of naturally came into play. My brain, my soul, whatever you want to call it, started finding solutions to the problem that I was ready to fix. So just think of it that way, where it's like this idea of like, I have to take action. What do I have to do? Like that creates more pressure instead of just trusting that like the knowledge of what action needs to be taken will naturally come. Yeah, I was like D vitamin, then also eating for insulin resistance because I think there was an issue. Like there's a lot of stuff happening. Also, if you're going to change something like that, change one at a time so you can see what works and what doesn't instead of, and don't like go to your vitamins and minerals first and your like blood sugar first before you start taking a whole bunch of herbs and stuff. I do herbs and things like that too, but like I think a big part of our problem is actually just lack of vitamins and minerals. Voice of the souls. Okay, this one is for what does she need to know today? Know today. What does Cindy need to know today? Yours cut weird again. It was interesting. Karmic message. Oh, let's see what this says. I think this is one where I do a reading. I actually feel like I keep asking it. I'm not, nothing is coming to me to give you naturally a message, which is what you've seen happen in the past, right? But I sort of feel like this is about you connecting into your own intuition and really looking at, instead of like these things are just happening, look at the lessons behind them and look at, because I don't think of karmic as being like, this is this weight attached to me that I have to get somehow work through, or a punishment. I think of it as like a lesson that needs to be learned that you've carried from other lifetimes. If time all happens at once and we have multiple, like not only multiple existences of this experience, but also as another person, that person like might have a really big theme where that like that theme is really heavy in their life. Oh, this is an interesting way of looking at it. Okay. And it echoes into this lifetime, and whatever we are able to energetically heal that, it actually helps that part of our consciousness and that other experience that's dealing with it in a really heavy way. It helps relieve the burden from them. That's interesting. Oh, that's never come that way before. How amazing. So you've been looking to buying a lamp for the sad issue. Awesome. Seasonal affective disorder. For anybody, you have one of those lamps that helps you with short days. Okay. So karmic message says, this card is here to help you connect to your psychic abilities. Take a moment to visualize the card, which it just looks like this. So you can come back to it. Hang on. I'm kind of turning it just so you don't get the glare. And also because I can't hold it because I'm not a weather person. There you go. That's better. Then you can stare at it for a minute, come back to it. The time frame is 2:23. Take a moment to visualize the card. You are invited to receive a karmic message from your soul, your spirit guides, or an entity. Write down what you feel. Look at the card for as long as you need. You are invited to see a message of your own beyond the card's description. Be confident in yourself. So I think that that's also really important for you then to take that and look at like a theme that you've been dealing with in this lifetime. Think of it as like you're moving to move past it because you're helping this other aspect or this other incarnation that you have along their journey as a guide. And maybe that's who some of our guides are, is like, it's not really somebody other than us. It's really ourselves in these other forms that have like, they're not dealing with such heavy karmic in that specific area. Like say, maybe they're not dealing with relationships in their life. They're dealing with something else. And so like they come in to help because I've had so many weird experiences where I've literally been in somebody else's body and then they tell me the story of that exact same thing happening like 5 months later or whatever, maybe a little bit more than that to them, that I think oftentimes maybe other aspects of us are the guides. It's not really this thing outside of us. Like that's part of our higher self. That's good, right? My brain is okay. That's That's an exciting one. Okay. I'm like, that's a good thought. I like that. Okay. So I think that you need to come back 223 and write that time down and come back and like then pause it on that and look at that and see what you get intuitively. Creative chicks, trust your vibes. Hang on. Just putting these cards back in the deck somewhere, mixing them in. All right, creative chicks, trust your vibes. What does she need to know this week? Seek higher ground. No, I don't think that there's going to be an actual flood, and that number is 16. So no panicking. Okay. 16. These bad boys back on. Right now, you are guided to step away from the heavy and dissonant energy of the outer world and seek higher ground. Meditate, pray, contemplate. Spend time in nature and bathe in the serenity of silence. Avoid negative and demoralizing people and refuse to engage in gossip and attack anyone, including yourself. If people around you attack you, turn your back and walk away. Do not get trapped or sabotaged by others' negativity trying to pull you down and keep you stuck. Move forward to seek higher ground. Move confidently and steadily and place the highest importance on your peace. Do not rush. Do not overschedule. Focus on what uplifts your spirit and renews your energy and pursue that above all. Rise above the lower frequencies of the world and refuse to get distracted. Even though much of the lower world is struggling, you don't have to. The higher you go, the more quickly you will be led to what is best for you. I think that also kind of goes in line with the idea of like when we're manifesting, just because you see what's happening in the 3D, you don't have to like give energy to it. Just be like, yeah, that's great. That's not happening. That's not what's really happening. What's really happening is, and this is my new story. This is how people show up. This is how I show up. Like you see stuff in the news where that's like, oh my God, Heritage Foundation. I'm always like, not happening. That's not where it's at. Because I know that the courts aren't going to let that fly. I know that the people aren't going to let that fly. And I know that there is going to be a big uprising if they tried to make it fly. Okay? That's that. You've been looking into buying a lamp. All these people with lamps. Debbie wants Voice of the Soul. And then I think we're done. You're very welcome. Where's Voice of the Soul? Here it is. Hiding. All right. What does Debbie need for this week? Help. Debbie needs help. I'm not making it up. And that number is 2. Or maybe help is coming in. Sorry, not sorry. Okay. Your soul. You feel unable to do things correctly at this moment. You feel alone. Everyone feels complicated. Everything feels complicated. And you feel only you can manage others. You feel others are abandoning you one after the other, leaving you to face all of the obligations alone. But you're not alone because I'm here. I am and always will be at your side. Take some time to connect with me. Sometimes you may feel things are blocked, as if something were blocked inside of you. That is me inviting you to take a break to hear my voice, to hear my wise counsel. For now, take a few minutes of silence in your day, a few minutes of rest. This will help you hear me. Sorry, I'm struggling through this. Know that you have all the capabilities you need to take up the challenges you are facing. They are not insurmountable. I am with you, and together we will move forward in a positive way. Your spirit guides, this is if they're talking to you. We are sending you signs to help you become aware that you can move forward alone. You feel you can't accomplish important things on your own, yet you have a great capability to adapt, and you can show great perseverance. We are sending you many signs related to the number 18. Remember that what happened when you turned 18 and what happened 18 months ago, you experienced important things at those times, which enabled you to forge great inner resilience. You are capable of great things, but we wish you to we wish you to also remember everything you have already accomplished. You feel we are not with you, but we are always at your side. For a few months, try acting on your own and become aware of your inner strength. We are here, but we don't act because it's up to you to build your own path and create your own positive evolution. That is the goal of your incarnation. Do you remember I said that thing about like your guides really aren't here to like tell you what to do or to judge you. They're just like, yeah, we're here. Like if you get too far off, like that's what that's saying. Like go do you, go be you. Don't feel like, should I do this or should I do that? What if I get it? Like, no, like that's not it. Right? So this is the entity. I think this is if it was a loved one coming through. I know you're asking for my help. I know that when you think of me, your throat immediately tightens. I know you feel I could help you more, but that is not my role. I used to find it difficult to accept help from others. I thought it wasn't right for me, and I was also afraid of being criticized later on. And so I did many things alone. That put me through difficult experiences, but it was instructive for my soul. I am with you, but my role is not to help you directly. I am here to bring you joy so you may awaken your inner child. I put things on your path that may make you smile and bring you lightness. I am here so you may take a breather and just be in the moment. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have a fabulous week. If you celebrate Christmas or something else, enjoy that. We celebrate Santa here. It's a big week here. So not for just that, for many reasons. I will be back next Sunday because I can't get enough of this. I will see y'all then. Enjoy. I'm so glad that resonated for you. Enjoy your week. Be kind to yourself. All of that stuff. Bye.